Hey, welcome back to Score on Business. Remember to check scorenashville.org. There are a lot of great resources there to start your business. And our next guest is Paul Peterson, who is currently the Vice President of Customer Success at Virsys12. They're a technology company focused on business success in the healthcare space. He was an entrepreneur for many years and has consulted with healthcare and financial services companies for over 35 years. And thanks for being here again.
Yes, thank you.
I'd like to have you back because you have great things to share. So the first thing being, you were an entrepreneur for many years, and as you know and I know, it sometimes sounds easier than it is. Ultimately, you decided to become a partner and be part of a team rather than on your own. And how did you come to that?
Well, as you said, I'd been an entrepreneur for a very, very long time, and I had done well at it. But I got to the point where I wasn't going to grow or become anything other than I was. And so I was going to continue to do what I was doing. And I felt that I really needed to add some things to what I was doing. And I wasn't going to be able to do that by myself. So I looked around, I searched a number of different organizations around Nashville, met Tammy Hawes, the owner of Virsys12.
Yeah, who's very good. And
she's great.
Virsys12 is very good.
It's fantastic. And she had a group of people working with her that thought differently than I did things a little bit differently than I did, had different skill sets. Plus the culture is something that I wanted to be a part of. And so Tammy and I talked for a while, and then the rest is history, as they say. I've been with Virsys12 for a little over 3.5 years now.
Okay, so part of that decision was that kind of you would have been fine going forever, but you wanted to have something different. And
I wanted to add to what I was doing. I'd been doing the same thing for quite a while and getting a little stale. And like I said, I probably could have continued to do it, but I really wanted to expand some of the things that I was doing, the services that I could offer, my own skill sets. And so, again, I just felt I couldn't do that by myself, and I really needed some help. And we're a very collaborative organization, and so I've learned a lot working with a completely new, completely new group of people.
Awesome. So, as we just talked about, you've been an entrepreneur, and you work for a company started by an entrepreneur. So, and you've worked with a lot of entrepreneurial companies to help them automate processes. What advice would you give to those who are looking to start?
Well, I think it's important for anybody who wants to go out on their own and start something is first find your passion, find what you really love to do. It's really important because when you're successful and you're successful at something you really want to do, whatever that is, it's a tremendous feeling. It's hard to replace. Also, when it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're trying to figure out a problem or trying to figure out payroll or some issue that you're trying to resolve and you're tired and your kids are getting up in 3 hours, it's important to always remember that this is something that you love to do, and that gets you through the bad times. And the celebrations and the good times are really tough to beat. So that would be my first one, first recommendation. My second would be really good at whatever it is that you want to do. Be an expert in it. Learn it inside and out, because when you're starting out, you're always looking for clients, but I will tell you that clients will always pay somebody to do something who's really, really good at it. And if you're really, really good at it, you know it inside and out, you'll find the work and you'll be able to build your business. And then the last thing is I would say if you want to do it, if you have a passion, if you're really good at it, then go do it. There's never a right time, and you can make a million excuses. I know I did. I made excuses for years on reasons that I didn't want to do it, but finally you just put your toe in the water and then you jump in. And that's the best thing that you can do. Is just make it happen. It's scary, but you have to do it. That's great input. And I love what you said about going to an area where you have passion, because there will be some hard times. There will be. And that can really help folks get through. Absolutely. So, you've also been a consultant for many years. What are common mistakes you see small businesses make? I think the first one, and we all have this problem, I think, it's not just small business, but I see it a lot in small business because they're small operation, they have to do many things, is it's easy to lose focus. The squirrel goes by the window and all of a sudden your attention is on something else, and before you know it, you really haven't been able to focus on the most important things for your business. And so I see the people in small businesses, because they have so many things on their plate, very, very easy to get distracted. So focusing on what you're supposed to be doing is important to success. Another thing that I run into is companies small businesses or even sometimes medium and large sized businesses have a trouble articulating their strategy. What are they trying to be when they grow up, so to speak?
Right.
And even when they have a strategy, it's so vague, it's really hard to put your teeth into it and understand what they're trying to do. So what I counsel companies of any size is figure out your strategy, and it doesn't have to be this voluminous document.
Right.
It's just, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? What value are you bringing to the marketplace? And then put a plan in place and figure out how I'm going to get to that strategy. What are the steps that I have to take? How do I know if I'm successful or not? And then really challenge yourself, again back to the focus issue, to focus on that plan and make sure you're doing all the things that you laid out that'll help you achieve your strategy, whatever that is.
That is really, really good input. You know, I've been doing this show for years now, and there's certain concepts from sharp people that come up over and over, and everything you've shared with this question. And the last one, I love the one where you're talking about, you know, stay focused.
Yes.
Because entrepreneurs have a way of, you know, being dreamers and maybe a little ADHD.
Absolutely.
And it's really easy to go from one thing to the next, and you know, and not get down to the work of it. So let's talk Virsys12 for a moment. Your focus is on the healthcare industry. Can you talk about the strategic thought that went into making the choice for healthcare?
Part of it was strategic, part of it is we just felt that it was the right thing to do, and here's why. A number of people at Virsys12 have experience in the healthcare industry. I've worked with provider organizations, health insurance clients, pharmaceutical clients for almost 35 years now, as has Tammy and others in our office. So it's something that we know and we feel comfortable talking about. The second thing is we live in Nashville, and Nashville is pretty much the healthcare hub of the United States, and so a lot of innovation happens here. A lot of very, very large organizations are based out of Nashville, so it was just a natural industry to focus on because it's so prevalent here. And then finally, we felt that we could make the most difference in the healthcare market, because the bad part about healthcare is it's out in front of everybody. It has a lot of political influence or focus, there's a lot of legislative focus, there's technological changes that happen daily in the industry, there's the cost issues, and you add all that up and it gets disrupted regularly. But in that disruption is some tremendous opportunities for us. I'll give you a quick example. Part of the Affordable Care Act was the way that insurance companies reimbursed addiction treatment centers, and this is something new. And so a lot of addiction treatment centers have sprouted up across the country. This is somewhat new. And so we started working with them, and one thing led to another, and so now we're probably the #1 technology company that works with addiction treatment centers. We've got our own app that works with them. We understand that particular niche of healthcare very, very well. And so when we talk to, and I was on the phone with one this morning, when we talk to addiction treatment centers, we understand their business, we understand how it operates, understand how it works, and it's become a place that we could really not only satisfy a need and create value, but also create tremendous opportunities for Virsys12.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember when you all wrote an app, you know, like you can do Salesforce apps like your iPhone app. Well, that's awesome, and having that specialization, you've shared really good information. And ladies and gentlemen, we're about to the end for this show, but you know, please check out scorenashville.org. And Paul, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Pete. It's a pleasure.
Okay.